And we are about to get underway here. Race to 6, 30-minute match clock. Janet Atwell breaking.
Well, not her best break. I mean, I was watching her out there earlier just having a practice, and she was banking balls left, right, and centre, missing nothing, and she'll be very disappointed with that start. But you go back to saying legends of the game, and I remember playing back in Las Vegas in 1993, and Johnny Archer was there playing in that event, and he's still playing now.
All right, here we go. Second attempt.
And that's the break you want. The Scorpion, very quick. Go and get his playing cue after a successful break-off. It looks to be solids for the man from Georgia.
Solids in play.
Nice, comfortable 7-ball to start with, and just get his feel. I mean, they've had a knock on the table, but to get the feel of the arena now with the crowd there, you know, this is the first match of a week of pool, and it's already full in there. You can't get a seat in there. They're going to be resting come the end of the week to get those seats.
Yeah, absolutely. We see that that there are seats available right now. I promise you there won't be for long. If you're in the building and you're watching, I would suggest trying to come down here and get a seat very quickly. I say that. It looks like...
I'll tell you what, there's an empty one there with Brunswick written on it. Just go and jump in that seat.
And there's people crowded out around the arena.
Great shot there by Archer. Powered that ball into the bottom corner. He now has a 6-ball into the side pocket, which would be a slow roll. And this should be a now nice, comfortable out for the Scorpion.
No talking to your players. If you need a ref, there's a ref at the end of the pod. Just lift your stick and the ref will come to you. Players must call their own fouls. No calling.
So this 8-ball for Johnny Archer to take the opening rack. In it goes into the side pocket, and the Scorpion goes back to his chair, winning the opening rack. And he was leading in that as well.
He was. So,
and then his brakes went dry.
So it's not like this guy doesn't have the firepower to get there, because I promise you he does. And I would like to think that he's probably a front runner, if you want to call it a favorite, for this event.
Has to be. Has to be, because of the form he's in as well. You know, he won't say that lightly. When he says he's playing well, he's not one for bravado. He means it. He knows he is.
But, you know, it's kind of hard to pick a favorite. Last time we saw Johnny Archer, he lost in a 6-ball shootout to Dennis Hatch, and it was an incredible experience.
And that's the thing. That man's in this tournament as well.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, this really is something fun and incredible to see.
Dennis said he hasn't hit a ball for over a month. He toed me that earlier, Dennis Hatch.
He's going to come out and dead stroke.
But is he kidding? But having said that, well, he said that last time. I remember when we were in Iowa, and he came out and said, hey, man, I've not played for ages. And then he went out and he was running rack after rack after rack.
Look at this. This is a big shot, because he's looking to try and split the gap for the 6-4 to make the 10 in the corner. He's trying to get perfect so he can split that gap. Oh, he looked at it, but he didn't play it. He's going to try and come underneath.
I don't think he
needs
to get. He doesn't need to get in that gap. He can get on that ball into the side pocket. Just roll through off the 12.
There it is. I don't think he can get to it from there.
You know what?
He might be a little off.
I think he's going to leave it for last ball. I think he takes out the 2 stripes here. He's going to run the 14 in down the bottom, and he just rolls on it, because if he rolls the ball into the side pocket, the cue ball just rolls into the 6 and goes past the 4, and he lands on the 8.
Little bump on the 6, 8 ball's dead in the corner, and if it goes that way for him, he'll be up 2-0.
Perfect. So the cue ball might, when he pots this into the side pocket, he might play it so the cue ball hits the 6 and then hits the 4 as well and pushes them both that way. Other than that, he sort of stuns out and goes bang into the 6 hard. Yeah, that's the way. Simple 8 ball now, and Johnny Archer is going to be 2 to the good, and he's missed nothing.
Yeah, that's a really great run there. She's going to try and get a big break here.
And that's more like it. Probably thinking, why didn't I do that the first time round? But that's a really good split as well for Janet.
The solids look great.
Like I say, she was out there practicing early, and she was missing nothing. She's banking balls for fun.
Well, Janet's something else. She really is a great player. She's opting for the stripes here, which is fine. There's not too many issues. Maybe she's not had a good look at the solids, but I think she's on the right track here, Tony.
Yeah, they should be fine for Janet. Just wants to get onto the 11 ball.
This is the biggest shot right here. Oh, no.
Wow. Well, I wasn't expecting that. And the thing is, because Janet's cold at the table, because all she's done is gone in for that first break, Johnny's then run that rack. He ran the second rack off his own break. Now then, it all depends on that 2 ball. I mean, I'm presuming it goes past the 13 into the left-hand side pocket, which then, if it does, it has to ask the question, would Janet have been better off taking solids?
I think if she had a good shot to open up with, which I think she did.
Yeah, I think the 6 went in the side pocket.
I think that may be how I would have played it, but again, sometimes when you're at the table, you see things a little differently.
Well, it must go, because there's no way Johnny was leaving the 2 to a loss if it doesn't go into the side pocket well.
It definitely slides past.
Yeah. And he's going to be halfway to being home. Let me just run this in.
Oh, he had plenty of room, even played it off the 13.
Yeah.
Made it look easy.
So this for 3 racks to 0. In it goes. And the Scorpion has a big sting in his tail. And it's mind-boggling.
And that's exactly how they get here. They play Ultimate Pool League in their local area. They win the trip out here. They win the event, and bam, you're $100,000 richer, all because you decided to go out with your buddies and play League. If you guys aren't a part of Ultimate Pool League, find your league operator, get involved, come out here, enjoy the amazing
event. And you too
event.
could be playing for this sort of money.
Absolutely. That is it, 100%.
So the Archer break successful once again. Trickier layout this time, though.
Nominated.
There is quite a lot of work to do. You can see the 7 does go through this gap as Johnny dispatches it into the corner pocket. So the problem is up at the top
Solid
here.
to play.
Now, I think in an ideal world, he'd like to play that solid into the right corner and push the 6 ball and also that stripe away from the 8 as well at the same time. Open this right up. So I'd like to get in there a little bit thicker. I'd have rather took both balls out there, because obviously if you just brought the 6 out, you still got to get on the 8. I know you fancy getting up there, but you'd make a lot more room.
Yeah, I agree with you what you're saying, Tony. It makes sense.
Well, he goes up. He'll probably go up for the 6 now. Okay, well, he can make that ball into the corner pocket, but the cue ball's obviously going straight into the 14 ball. Can he manoeuvre this where he hits the 14 into the 8 ball and pushes the 8 ball out of that little shield that it's stuck behind there?
I think if he does that, he could risk sitting his cue ball closer to the corner pocket because he has to kind of hit the 14 at an angle. It also makes the next shot a little bit tougher. He's going to power it. There you go.
That's the thing. The 14 was always going to go into the 8.
Did he get lucky?
He's okay. I think he's okay. He doesn't like the angle he's got.
The hardest part about this is just getting onto the 3 or the 4 based on the cut on the 2 ball.
He might be able to rub off that stripe and just push through. Doesn't like it. Electing to play the 3 ball. Takes his bottom left. Makes it.
And I don't mind that. I think that's a better play because it was going to be tough to get to that 3-4.
I'll tell you what, and he's got himself a nice angle there as well. He can push this 4 ball into the side pocket. He can either pull the cue ball back there. You saw he was looking at getting on the 2 into the top right. He could also push forward and play it back into the side pocket. Has he got enough? It's very thin now. He didn't have as much of a generous angle as I thought on that 4-ball. So this is tight. He's playing it off the ball, isn't he? He is. Oh, what a great shot. I think he's hooked. He's hooked behind the 14. Well, it'll take some bending round here. It's not going. He's going to try and shoot it off 2 rails. Come behind the 8-ball. So Janet Atwell now gets to the table. Nothing in her way. And the stripes waiting to be potted. And the only thing that will be against Janet is she hasn't had very much table time. But this is perfect to get a feel now for the weight of this table and cloth. And that's finished a little bit awkward. Now Janet's going to have to play the 13 next, which she didn't want to. She wanted to be on these 2 stripes at the bottom. So just misjudged the angle slightly. But she's okay. But she's going to have to play a decent shot now. Cue ball up the top of the table and back down again if she's playing it in the side.
The thing about this shot is that this table does slide.
Where's the cue ball going?
It does slide, so you have to be careful about that. Very unfortunate for Janet Atwell there.
Time running.
Yeah, she lost the cue ball a bit there. You see, the thing is, if you play with a load of left-hand sided to try and check it, and it didn't happen for Janet there, and a nice easy 8-ball for Johnny Archer, and he now leads 4 racks to 0. Anyway, Atwell to break, trailing 4 racks to 0. Really needs something to happen for her now, and it's a good break.
Needs a ball down.
Got one.
I tell you that the stripes look pretty good here. I like using the 11 to make the 14. You kind of get that 11 out of trouble. What do you see?
Well, what I see is Janet's going to play the ball right over the pocket, get rid of the 15. I don't mind your shot, actually, to be fair.
Not going to need it now, even.
No, she's landed on the 14 into the side. The thing is, you want to get rid of that 9-ball early because that's your pocket for the 8.
Yeah, and it's also a little difficult to get to with these 2 solids down here.
Well, she plays this into the side and she runs up the top of the table now because you've got the 10-ball. You want to get rid of that one next.
She put a little stun on that, and it's just
had to roll that.
When these tables are slick like that, the stun is going to catch very quickly.
See, it's very hard when you've not had an enormous amount of time on the table. You're already trailing by 4, against one of the greats. I mean, they're all greats because this is a legend shootout.
Yeah.
But
it
can destroy your mind.
Yeah, and it's also tough.
And she's a fierce competitor, Janet. Really fierce competitor.
She absolutely is. You also got to think, this is the first match on the first day of the very first Ultimate Pool USA Grand Finals. Janet's played a lot of pool, but I would be a little surprised if she wasn't just a little nervy.
And there you see, just a bit tighter, this table. Those in previous Ultimate Pool arena tables, that would have probably gone in.
I agree 100%. And, everybody likes to talk about the pocket size. It's not like those other pockets were massive. You still have to hit the pocket, but these are definitely a little tighter.
The big thing is, Stephen, forget the size of the pockets. Okay, they are a little bit tighter. But when you've got a lot of traffic on those tables and trying to maneuver the cue ball around, That's a science in itself. It is very, very hard. And these tables are so slick.
Like, we've seen the best players on our TV table, and we've seen the best players make big mistakes. We've seen them scratch. We've seen them make horrible position plays. So I promise you guys, they make it look easy a lot of the times, but you do have to be accurate on these tables.
Well, this is where Johnny's going to try and get himself out of the cart, should I say here. So he wants to make the 2-ball, leave himself an angle on the 6 to play in the right-hand side pocket, sends a cue ball into the 8 and the 4, runs them into the middle of the table, and then that will develop a big opening for Johnny Archer to try and nick this 5th rack.
And there you hear our shot clock running it down. We are playing with a 30-second shot clock. Once the timer hits 10 minutes left on the match, that shot clock will move to 15 seconds. It will speed the game up. And if it's tied, once that match clock hits 0, we will see the inevitable 6-ball shootout.
Overcut it.
Oh, wow.
Now then.
I know what I like here.
Well, it was the 13 onto the 6, push the 13 in behind it, opens up that pocket for the 8-ball. Played this incredibly thin.
Mock speed and overcut it. That's such a hard shot to overcut, Tony.
Yeah. So Janice wants to remove both of these balls in this shot. No, she's played the loss of turn.
Loss of turn.
Surprised, because that 4 does go into the top right. And Archer, not one to pass up an opportunity. There you go. He's having a look at it.
He took a pretty thin cut earlier, and he hit the center of the pocket. I'd be hard-pressed
This is a gamble.
Yeah, I'd be hard-pressed to think that he misses this, honestly. He's been very accurate.
Tough pot, though. But it's still a chance. And he's made it. Where's the cue ball? He's okay. Rubbed off a 10. But, yes, he can still make the 1. The trouble with this is the cue ball is going to be going on a journey.
Not only that, but you risk getting your cue ball down close to the 11, the 8 ball. A lot of bad things can happen here.
Well, a little bit in the lap of the gods, and he's okay.
Is he?
Yeah. He's got a big pocket down there as well. I think he can shoot the 5 ball into the side rail. It goes off the 13. Oh, he's got acres of space. There you go. And the cue ball comes past the 9, so he's not got any hampered cueing. So this 8 ball for rack number 5 for Johnny Archer. And in goes the 8.
Very, very good play by Johnny.
Rack.
And the cue ball having a big bounce around the table. Did it stay there and just look at this for a break?
8 ball was flying.
Let's have another look at this. The cue ball nearly came off the table.
Not only that, the 8 ball had a chance before it just got bumped out of the way. Pretty crazy.
So it's going to be stripes for Archer.
Stripes nominated.
And the way he's playing, you feel he's going to run this rack, and this will be the match. He doesn't want the 7 to interfere
Stripes
with the 12 at the bottom of the table. He's okay. And this does look to be it. So Archer now just 3 balls away from a place in the semi-final later on. He's come a little bit further than he would have liked. So he's got a bit of hampered cueing here, but this shouldn't pose too much of a problem for Johnny. And it doesn't, and that is perfect with the cue ball. And round it comes, and this simple 8 will be to wrap up this match.
And here it is, Johnny Archer with the whitewash to get the victory.
Back the match. Johnny
and we
Archer.
will be back with a word from him momentarily.
Well, welcome back, everybody. What a performance that was from Johnny Archer. Johnny, congratulations. Let's get it straight away. How was that for you? First match of the whole tournament here at the Grand Finals, and you put on a show.
Well, you come out a little bit nervous, a little bit, but the table played so good because to me they took a big table and just made it smaller. Is what they did, and to me, you can play pool on it. You can actually play pool. It's not one of these gaffy things where it bounces everywhere, like other tables we know. But it played well, and I was really impressed with the first time playing on it.
Obviously, this is the new table from Brunswick, the Tournament Elite, the first outing for it. You're the first match ever on the Tournament Elite, and the first victory on it, and it's great to hear that you felt it played great as well.
Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're watching on, Dennis. I mean, you're going to be playing in the fourth quarterfinal there. Anything that you can take from the match? Were you looking for like how the rolls were going and things like that? Or
I was more watching the break because I've been struggling a little bit myself with the break, but apparently the side break seems to work here because they're making balls. Johnny, I think you made 5 one time.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And the pockets are a little tighter this time. Did you notice that?
Definitely tighter. You can slow roll them in, but you need to kind of hit them a little closer to the hole than you did
still
before.
Slipping for now.
For sure.
A couple of days from now, it's going to play a little tighter.
Yes, it's gonna tighten up a little.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things, obviously, with one of the big storylines over the course of our journey over the last year or so is a lot of the pros talking about our pocket sizes with the Brunswick. That's a whole different ball game out there. It's 4 1/4 compared to we've had much bigger on the previous tournaments. So I guess that's something that all you pros are going to really like.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, when you're playing on a 7-footer, you're used to playing on really big pockets. That's kind of the way the valleys were, and of course the diamonds or any other, 7-footers. But I always thought that they should make them smaller because the table's smaller, so the shots are easier, but the clutter becomes much more difficult if the pockets are tighter. So, to me, I just think, this is going to be the way to go.
A lot's talked about the fact we play all our tournaments on 7-footers, our leagues run on 7-footers. But for me, I'm a traditionalist with the 8-ball. I think 8-ball on a 7-footer is great because of the way it clusters, and you have to get the patterns right.
Go ahead, Dave.
No, you do. You have to get the patterns right. For me, 8-ball is if you mess up your first pattern, there's always a backup, until you get to the end of the game. But Johnny, I don't know if a lot of people know this or not, but at one point in time, you were probably one of the best players alive on the bar box, if I'm not mistaken.
At one time, I did win, back down south, Georgia, Jacqueline, when we always, me and you always went around.
Yeah, we ran together.
He was my old road partner. I had to tote him along. No, he toted me. But, on the 7-footers with 8-ball, everybody thinks, I think 8-ball on the bar table or 7-footer is a great game.
I love it. Yeah,
because balls, when you don't have that much extra room that you can try to get in between balls or bust them out. If they get tied up, man, it's hard to get to them.
It is.
So
what is your
I love the game.
9-ball high run on the bar table?
On the bar table, I don't know. I think
18?
8. No. Probably 8 or 9. Probably I run 8 or 9, 10, something like that.
Yeah, it's definitely
On the 9-footer, I was a little bit
definitely
higher,
more,
but yeah. How about you? How many you run?
16.
I
was playing Evan Broxmeyer 8-ball in New York City.
Yeah, it would be,
I drove like 10 hours, jumped out of the car, and hit him with a 16.
Well, that's the
He
way
can
to
vouch for that one.
That's the way to go.
Yeah.
How good is this, by the way? We've got these two in the studio with us all weekend long and in the commentary box, in amongst playing as well. So this is going to be absolutely fantastic.
Yep.
For 6 days, we're going to get to hear these stories coming out, which is absolutely fantastic. Before we get into our second match, I just want to ask you both about the format, because obviously you didn't need to touch on the fact that the match went to the shorter shot clock, and the match clock never became an element because you were so comfortably in front. But it's definitely something you're going to have to deal with as the tournament goes on, the match clock and the shot clock going to 15.
For sure. I mean, I've heard about the shootout, and the shootout at the end, when everybody's doing the running around the table. But I never experienced it till the last event when I played Lee the first time. And of course, he's younger than me. That's the only thing I can vouch to that. But
I am not that much younger.
But no, it's a very, very good thing. And yes, you have to adjust to the clock. And if you don't, you're going to be under
Is
problems.
it in your mind early in the matches, even because the 30-minute matches? I mean, at 6-0 is fine, but if you're say 3-3, you've got to be very aware of that match clock.
You do, and I think that for me, if you get behind
Yes.
you know, a game or two, and then it gets down to the 15-second shot clock. It gives you a chance to come back because it puts a lot of heat on the guy that's, you know, at the table that's in the lead, because he has to rush to shoot, and if he gets out of line a little bit and has to think too much, sometimes they make mistakes and they push you back in the match.